Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support from the folks at EXO-6, we're going to be taking a look at their new 1/6 scale Emergency Medical Hologram, or EMH, affectionately just referred to as the Doctor, from the hit show Star Trek Voyager. For the package, much like a lot of the EXO-6 figures, you have a gorgeous image of the figure right here in the front, with an absolutely tremendous likeness. I'm loving the way that this looks here. Of course, you do have a wraparound image showing Captain Janeway right up there. The Doctor, you can see a Voyager kind of peeking out there, and then you come around the side, and we got a lot of the other characters that hopefully we get at some point in time. I know they've already announced 7, and I think EXO-6 has teased Tuvok. Only time will tell if we'll get the entire cast, but so far that's a pretty good start. Come around to the back of the package, and you have a read-up with the contents for this, as well as images of them, and then a full-size image of the figure himself. It is a slip sleeve style package, so it does get a little bit tight here, but just kind of wedging my finger in there and pulling this up. There you go, get that sliding up just like so. Then on the back, you have the cast and crew responsible, as well as a really helpful QR code. I'm going to leave this right here so you guys can scan it with your phone, which will take you over to the EXO-6 YouTube page, where you can see some tremendous actual figure walkthroughs. It's really very good. Come around to the other side, and of course you've got that open window, which fully showcases the figure, as well as all of his accessories. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have the Emergency Medical Hologram, or EMH, who is the replacement Doctor on the USS Voyager, who over several years couldn't pick a name and was just referred to as the Doctor, but eventually settled on the name Joe, opened up and out of his packaging. And starting off first, coming down to take a closer look at all of his accessories. As you can see, in addition to the 2 relaxed hands that are currently on him, he also does come with a pair of fisted hands. And then you get a couple other hands that are very specific for holding some of his extra accessories. For example, this one right here is going to be more designed for his hypo spray. You can see that that is just going to fit right inside here. Kind of bring that down. And then as you're positioning it, make sure that you pay very close attention to where the thumb is going to go, because that's how you actually activate the hypo spray. So as you can see, this hand is specifically designed for that. We'll take a look at the hypo spray a little bit more here in a second. You have a left hand here that is more designed to work with things like his tricorder, which you can just put right in there. Again, we'll take a look at the tricorder a little bit more later on. I would imagine that this also can be used to hold this pad, as it just kind of rests right there. So I guess that one's kind of dual purpose for the most part. And then this one, which I forgot that I had on here, is actually designed to go along with the little medical scanner that is included with the Type 10 tricorder. So all these hands do serve a more specific purpose, but as you can see, like with this one, you can, or with this one, I should say, you can kind of dual use that one. Now, other accessories, he does come with the hypo spray, which is absolutely gorgeous. Coming in to take a closer look at that. Great detail on there. Wonderful silver paint. You got some nice blue accents on there. The tip section here has that gold section, and you can see sculpted in the back are the different buttons that he would push. The thing that's great about this is you can actually replace the medical fluid or whatever. You can see this one has a yellow one. You just kind of slide that in there, stays in there very nicely. And then you get 3 additional colors. I didn't open these ones up because I'm just going to leave the yellowish orange one in there. But you can see you have a red one, a blue one, and a green one, and they all just slide in just like so. He also does come with the tricorder. Now this one here is a little bit different. You can see that it does open much like the original one did. This is the Type 9 tricorder, although you can see that the stickers on here are the same. I do kind of wish that they would have given us slightly different stickers with it, but still looks really nice nonetheless. The difference though comes in the main section. You can see that this top on the science tricorder does not have that back compartment. This one here in the Type 10 actually houses the hand scanner. You have to put it in there on this angle. You may have to make sure that the red little bit right here is facing this way, and then just kind of They recommend using a toothpick. You could do that as well. I just don't push it in all the way, and then it leaves that little hole right there. If you do put it in the other way, it will not stay in there. It falls out completely. But this is where you would use this little guy here, and bringing in that little tiny hand here, you just bring this in and just kind of wedge that in there. The fingers are slightly flexible, so you can get that in there, and it grips that very, very nicely. I absolutely love that. I love that they actually did do something like that to make it a little bit different. As I said, I do wish that they put in different stickers, more medical type of stickers like a body or something, but in general, I still really very much like that. And much like that original one, it does have a magnetic section that allows you to kind of close that just like so. And then when you want to, you do also have a holster, which you can put that in there very nicely. The holster for this guy is going to primarily go on this section. That's usually where you had it. You got a magnet right here on the underside of the actual costume, so that stays on there. Does it stay on the other? Oh yeah, there's one on that side as well. So if you wanted to put a phaser on there, you could. He doesn't come with a phaser or anything like that, but I love that you can do that little bit. And I like I said, I love how they do these actual tricorders. That's super, super cool. And then the last, I guess, kind of figure accessory would be this data pad. Now this one does have some actual medical stuff on there. You can see you got like a little skeletal structure there. I don't know if that even actually says anything, and that's kind of hard to see, but I do like that they included that. Now, if memory serves, the Janeway figure came with one of these, but it didn't have the medical thing on there. So you do have the more specific kind of pad right here, which I do really like. He also does come with this display base. Now, because I now have a total of 4 of these, I'm glad that I'm going to be able to show this off. So you do have several different options with this. You have this, which is meant to replicate the center of a transporter pad. You can take this out. This, oh, that whole thing comes out. Come on, remove that. And you can move this around in different areas. You can see you got a slot right here that's going to fit where those little bits right there. So you just put that in there, locks that into place. Or you can take this and you can put it on there like so. Now what you can do, and I'm going to bring the other ones in because I have all my other ones, you can create an actual diorama piece here, which is going to replicate a full transporter pad. So if you want to have a centerpiece like this, you want to have something like that, you can bring these in. You got these little pieces right here, which are designed to connect all of them. So just lifting this up, and then this section here is going to go like that. So these are all going to connect. So let's bring all these in, put that there. This is going to go right there, and that locks all these pieces together. You can actually see, I mean, I do have the other one underneath there. So again, let's see, bring that there. This section here, again, you're going to bring this around, and now you can see you're creating a full transporter pad where this is going to be the center, and you can have the other figures kind of standing here off on the side. I love it. It's going to wrap all the way around. It's going to create a very cool look that I'm super excited about being able to fully realize. And again, you can take all these different pieces, and all of these you can, I wonder if you can actually, well, you probably don't need to do that there, but you can interconnect them. You can put all these here. This is, you can move these around to wherever you want them and create, like I said, a full diorama display. You got a couple other little pieces right here, which you can see have a little clasping section on here, and then this section here is probably going to connect. I keep pulling that apart. It does get heavier, that's for sure. So you're going to be able to put that there, and there's talk that they're going to create a full-on backdrop for this that would look great and actually create a more cohesive looking transporter pad. So I love the fact that they think outside of the box like that. It really does allow for some extra sort of display options, which really does make the overall just displayability of this entire thing wonderfully worth it, in my opinion. I love that they do that, and you don't need to do that if you don't want to. You can just use that, and it would be perfectly fine. And then you also do get one of these little clear sort of card holding things, which works very nicely with his data card, where you can see it's Starfleet Museum Archive, and then it's got the Doctor right down here with a really cool image of Voyager in the back. You can kind of see it a little bit better if I do it like that. And then that just sits on there, and you can take this little guy and sit that right there. Now they advertise this as kind of being like a autograph card. That would be cool. Get like the different actors with like a silver sharpie to actually autograph that. That would be nice. But for his accessories, that's about it. Not a lot, but I love what he comes with. I think that it is very, very specific. And I guess technically there is one other accessory that he has, and that would be right here, his mobile emitter. Now this is not removable. I do kind of wish that that was able to come off, maybe put a little magnet on there like the other pieces so that you can put that on and off, because while he was in the actual sick bay, he didn't need to wear that. That was only something that came in later on to allow the Doctor to do away missions. So I guess he kind of has another little accessory. Great detail on there as well. That looks really very nice with all the appropriate levels of detail and stuff on there. But here he is. And again, tremendous looking figure. Coming in to take a closer look first at that portrait. I'm absolutely loving it. Without a doubt, that looks like Robert Picardo. I am never very good with names, but that is such a wonderful likeness to him, and really does give a full-on, like, I am looking, and I mean, like, the little smirk on his face really does kind of give him that sarcastic, egotistical, I am a better doctor than anybody else sort of look. I mean, like, he just stares off in the distance like, I am an amazing man. You can just sit there and like, ha, oh, la 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 la. I mean, he did have a nice singing voice, so he could do something like that. But absolutely gorgeous likeness on there. He's got his little bald head. The hair looks really good. The suit is very much a medical style suit with the kind of tealish blue color right there. You got the little light blue undershirt. You have his communicator badge right there. He does not have any pips on his collar because he does not technically have a rank. Although, being the emergency medical hologram on Voyager and that their actual chief medical officer died, I guess he would be the chief medical officer on Voyager and would have that rank, but they never really changed anything like that. The tailoring on the costume is really nice. You can have a couple different looks for it. You can keep it nice and tight like this, or you can actually pull this back and kind of stretch that out. It's a sort of flexible material, but pulling that out gives a little bit more of a relaxed look, which is cool, but then you can just kind of flatten it and create a more professional look for him. Again, very nice color here with the black and then the teal come down to the pants. All of them have a very straight leg design coming all the way down to the boot, which has the little straps that go underneath the boot, which allows the pants to have a very straight style look no matter what position you have them in. And then of course you got the boots right there at the bottom that do have a real nice amount of sculpted detail on there, giving a wrinkled sort of realistic look. Absolutely gorgeous look on the figure. I'm really very, very impressed with how he turned out. Now, because he is the second figure that we have gotten from the Voyager series, I'm going to bring in his captain. Here is the absolutely incredible Catherine Janeway, and you can see that I also really like that they scaled it properly. Captain Janeway was obviously a female, so she's going to have a smaller statue, and you have a completely unique body for it, which also does a really nice job of capturing her actual height when you compare her to the Doctor himself. Absolutely fantastic looking. Articulation-wise, basically the same. You do have the ball joints down here at the base of the neck, so you get it looking left and right. It also looks up and down very nicely. It does kind of get bunched up here, so just kind of pull this out and make sure that you get that kind of positioned properly. The shoulders here do have a bit of a butterfly joint forward to back, also up and down. You can have a little bit more of a relaxed slope to them or a little bit more rigid kind of look. And there is a fairly noticeable ratchet joint that's in there that moves it around, so you can see more relaxed look, more rigid. I love that, and bring that back up. It gives you all sorts of dynamic posing options with this guy. Goes up fairly nicely, rotates forward just about perfectly. You do have a rotation at the upper part of the bicep. You have two bends here at the elbow with the standard wrist peg and hinge and everything at the wrist itself. The waist here and torso, you do have a bend right here. There does appear to be kind of a suit underneath there, just kind of bulking him up a little bit, which is perfectly fine, but you do have that rotation. You have the ab crunch and everything. The hips move forward and back, fairly stiff right there. There we go. Get that going nice and forward. Goes out decently, rotates at the upper part of the thigh. You have two bends here at the knee itself. Ankles do have a nice tilt, and then forward and back for walking poses if you really want to. So all the articulation you would expect in this guy is there. And I mean, honestly, this is a great figure. I have yet to get one of these from these guys and not think it hasn't absolutely blown away my expectations. These are all incredibly well done pieces that, without a doubt, have a level of attention and care put into them that you don't see with a lot of other companies. I mean, in the price that you're paying for this, less than $200, you are not going to find a 6-scale figure in today's market that cheap. I mean, the average is around $250, and this is well below that. And they are pumping them out on an every 3-month basis or so. I think the next one that is scheduled to come out, maybe is the Mirror Universe Spock. Is only about a month or two away from releasing out. And honestly, I'm trying to remember which one it is. I know they have several that are out there that they've announced, like Mirror Universe Spock, and several other ones that they have teased, like Captain Ben Sisko, as well as the one that I just mentioned being Tuvok. So they are clicking on all cylinders. And even with that, there is not a decrease in quality at all. The price, as I talked about, is fantastic. Accessories here for the Doctor are what you would expect. Love the fact that he comes with a medical tricorder as well as the hypo spray. There really isn't much else that you could include with him. The only thing I really think that they could have done differently would have been having a removable mobile emitter, but really, that's about it. This guy turned out fantastic. And if you are collecting these, if you're a fan of Star Trek, this is once again one that I would absolutely recommend adding to your collection. So, all that being said, if the emergency medical hologram is one that you would like to add, he is available right now over at Big Bad Toy Store. So for that, I'm going to put a link right down there in the video description where you can head on over there and check out availability on him, as well as the rest of the wide range of EXO-6 figures. Once again, I want to send a huge shout out to the folks over at EXO-6 for sending this to me and helping to make this review possible. And as always, guys, remember to live long and prosper.